FPMD Australia office, Stephanie, for organizing this very meaningful session. It was last minute, so Stephanie has to rush everywhere. Yeah. So I think quite straightforward for this session. Instead of me talking too much, we try to spend more time during the prayers. And so the prayers are very simple, concise in recitations, but then their meaning, their benefits are infinite and extremely profound. So the prayer that what we're going to do, the recitations of 21 Tara praises. I hear my sound.
But perhaps if everyone could just a moment.
So yeah, so the prayers will be 21 Tara praises. Then after that, Tara's name mantra. So the 21 Tara praises are prophesied, made praises by past Buddhas to Holy Mother Tara, who is the essence of the past, present, future Buddhas' activities, who is the liberator of numberless sentient beings from oceans of samsaric sufferings, whose activities are most efficient and most effective to bring the benefit of blessings to the sentient being. Even when compassionate Buddha Chenrezig, while he was in the path of training as a Bodhisattva Chenrezig, while liberating numberless sentient beings, from oceans of samsara, and in one stage that Chenrezig taught that samsara would be empty by now, empty of suffering sentient beings. But then, when Chenrezig looked back into the samsaric existence, and he realized that there are still, numberless sentient beings still suffering out there, even though the numberless sentient beings have been liberated, but still numberless sentient beings are still suffering there. And Chenrezig felt sense of kind of discouragement, sense of bit of hopeless. Then Chenrezig expresses his helplessness, through pouring infinite tears. Then from there it formed a poem. Then there Mother Tara was born, and Mother Tara expressed to Chenrezig never to give up on sentient beings. You have definitely benefited liberating numberless sentient beings already, and if you continue, there will be end to the samsara. And to bring the effectiveness of your compassionate deeds to elevating sentient beings from suffering, and I will be there to assist you, you see. So therefore, we are too in the path of training. all of us here aspire for working for the well-being of numberless sentient beings, isn't it? And we are trying our best to dedicate our life in whatever best way to help sentient beings. Like even this very session, all of you put effort to come together, despite your lives are extremely busy. You have so many other important responsibilities out there, but then you try to find a time. And this is all because of the concern of the well-being of numberless sentient beings, and in particularly to those who are right now experiencing suffering or pain, not just the pervasive suffering of samsara, but they are in a crisis of suffering or pain, you see. So, so therefore, in this kind of time, when we call upon, when we rely upon enlightened Buddha or the deities like Mother Tara, then our efforts, our practices, our dedications of merits and prayers will be most effective, without any doubt. So therefore, so this is the reason why I thought that Tara prayers will be most beneficial. And also, within the 21 Tara, there are 8 Taras that which is specifically manifested to overcome the 8 kind of fears in relation to natural disasters. So in this very time in Australia, it's devastating. Huge flood that experience, and that caused so many sentient beings in suffering, in particularly animals that who are so many animals have died, so many animals are still suffering. And of course, our prayers support here is a solidarity or prayer support with the sincere concern of anyone's well-being that who are going through any form of natural disaster, any form of suffering, in particularly in Australia and Peru, from the fire. And there's a place that I saw in a refugee camp that the huge fire crisis and many people have killed. And there are also volcanoes erupted. Can you imagine, how many bacteria, how many wild animals, insects, have died, have suffered so much. So this is, the APMD community, coming together to offer our condolences to our moral support, and most importantly, prayer support to overcome the karmic consequences in relation to the natural disaster. So then the Medicine Buddha's mantra. So since this practice we're going to do collectively and try to make it as simple as possible. So therefore, just added 2 more practice. One is the Medicine Buddha mantra recitation. And Medicine Buddha's mantra, any form of Medicine Buddha's practices, including the recitation of the mantra, is one of most powerful to purify the karma, purify the suffering, and purify being, in particularly to those who pass away, like those, dead animals or anyone. to protect them from being reborn in the three lordly realms. Just as Medicine Buddha himself have made the commitment, made the aspiration that even simply just by hearing the name of the Medicine Buddha will prevent being reborn in the three lordly realms. And that is greatest gift that we can offer, greatest protection that we can offer to those vulnerable sentient beings. And those who pass away, those who died, their consciousness is intangible. Their through the omniscient capability of Medicine Buddha, and by creating the interdependent condition, like follower, like us, who have faith in refuge, who go for refuge under Medicine Buddha. So through this interdependent condition, those sentient beings, without any doubt, will receive the protection, will receive the benefit. So therefore, how fortunate that we are able to be in that assistant. Then, Compassionate Buddha Chenrezig's mantra. It contains the entire 84,000 teaching, which are the antidote to all forms of negativities and all forms of sufferings and adversities. The sixth syllable Om Mani Padme Hum is the antidote to the six realms of existence. The antidote to six realms of existence. So therefore, when we practice this, not only benefiting those died animals, but also, we offer benefits. We offer refuge and protection to those hell beings, those hungry birds, and also humans, and gods and demigods. You see, so one of most complete and most effective and simple, easy to conduct, practice, which is the recitations and the practice in relation to Chenrezig, recitation of six-syllable mantra, and practice in relation to Compassionate Buddha. In the eyes of Compassionate Buddha, there's no discrimination whether you are God or human or animal or hell being, whether you are relative or whether you are unknown or even enemies. All sentient beings are equally cherished as more than the beloved child to the only one beloved child to the mother, like that. So even though the Buddha's compassion has no limitations, but then due to the obscurations of sentient beings, karma, it requires the intermediate, the collections of the interdependent conducive conditions. If we are able to play that role, and then the rest of the numberless sentient beings, those who have not met Dharma, those who are not engaging in virtue, those who are committing immense of non-virtues, and those who are completely, out of their own control, is under the control of delusion and karma, like those in the hell being, also can able to receive the benefit, you see. So, some individual may think, how much I can do, I as one individual person. I don't even have a clairvoyance, I don't even have a realization on the path, and just providing 1 hour of practice, how much I can help. Sometimes we may think like that. Absolutely not like that. You see, just able to be the medium, just able to be the channeling line, to offer the benefit to the vulnerable, suffering sentient being, that we have the capability to do. We can do that. We can do that. So from that point of view, our time, our practice, our dedications, become extremely, extremely meaningful. Okay. Then also do light offering. Maybe by now, all of you, you can already lead up the light. Then, before we start the rest of the practice, first I will, consecrate the light. So from your side, you can just recite Om Ahum. So that will also that will bless the light offering. Then those of you who know the Samana Bhaddara's extensive offering prayers, you can recite that. Otherwise, you just simply do meditation. So you visualize the light that what you are offering now, infinite light, infinite brightness, and conventionally, it illuminate the darkness. Ultimately, it clear the darkness of ignorance, which is the root cause of all the problems that we are going through, all the problems, including these natural disasters. The root cause is the ignorant. You see, so the light offering offer a significant benefit of clearing the karma and the causes of the karma, the ignorant. And that will able to help, contribute to the causes to liberate the suffering sentient beings, and in particularly to those who died and who are still in the intermediate state. The light offering is one of very effective practice to show the right path, to liberate them from the hallucinational disturbances, distractions. And the light offering practice that through the dedication, these dead beings can able to have the clarity to remember, virtuous imprint of the past. And when they remember that virtuous imprint, even they are about to be reborn in the hell being, they will be liberated because of that one virtuous remember of that one virtuous imprint. Even they are in the hell realm, if we are able to make the dedication, with full concentration, full samadhi, and with a sincere heart of altruism, and the wisdom, can able to even affect those beings in the hell and hungry ghosts and animals. Yeah. So like that. So the 21 Tara praises, I will read the initial invocation in English. Then after that, we'll read in Tibetan, and you can choose to read in Tibetan or read in English. So whatever way. But then those of you who just want to reflect on the sound that I'm reciting, that also equally would be fine. So what you can do is during while listening to the chanting, try to generate as sincere compassion as possible by concerning of the well-being of those who just died, those who pass away in the past and those who just pass away, especially during this natural disaster, and visualize the infinite blessing, through lights and nectar, and then liberating them, abiding them in the state of protection, in the state of liberation, or abiding them in the state of Mother Tara, or Medicine Buddha or Chenrezig, whichever, whatever comes in your mind, like that. Yeah. So we start with Refuge and Bodhichitta, and after that, Four Immeasurable Thought. So simply have conviction in the ability of omniscience of the Buddha. Then in the omniscience, can be present, absolutely in any existence. So therefore, just simply have the awareness of the existence of Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha and yourself leading the rest of the numberless sentient beings. uh, and in, and those sentient beings that will pass away, those animals and those beings who pass away, they they manifest in the form of human, and they are sitting along you and taking refuge in Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Then later, when we do the Four Immeasurable Thoughts of prayer, there I will pause the word by word. I would say each line I will give a moment to reflect on the meaning, to meditate on love, meditate on compassion, meditate on equanimity, and meditate on the artistic attitude of bodhicitta in the concern of the rest of the numberless sentient beings, temporary happiness after the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Four Immeasurables. May all living beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. So meditate on love. Express from depth of your heart, wholeheartedly, sincerely, with full force, wanting, starting from these sentient beings who just pass away, and those people who are suffering from the natural disasters or any form of sufferings, and the rest of the numberless sentient beings who are, suffering in samsara, to be only experience happiness and encounter only causes of happiness. May all living beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. Now, meditate on great compassion. Again, expressing from depth of your heart. You really mean it. That starting from those who just pass away from natural disaster, those who are still suffering, and the rest of the numberless sentient beings who are bounded by karma and delusion and the samsaric pervasive suffering, to be free from any form of sufferings, and free from any form of causes of suffering. May all living beings be endowed with happiness that is free from suffering. May all living beings remain in the state of equanimity, free of attachment for those they hold close and aversion for those they keep distant. So here, you generate Bodhichitta intention concerning the well-being of numberless sentient beings. Temporary happiness up to the ultimate happiness, full enlightenment, by eliminating any form of suffering, suffering of pain, suffering of change, and pervasive suffering. I myself alone will liberate entirety of the numberless sentient beings in the state of full enlightenment. For that purpose, and I'm going to engage into the rest practice. Semje damje dewa dang deve ju dang dembra je semje dunga dang dunga je ju dang dawra ju je semje damje dunga mebe dewa dang mi dawa ju semje damje nyere cha dang ju ro je semje damje dembra ju dawa je semje damje dunga dewa dang dawa ju je semje damje nyere cha dang Semje damje dewa dang deve demara yuje semje dunga dang dunga je ju dawra je amida semje damje dave danyo la ne bara jo. The consecration of the light, more I will read the invocation of Tara, then offer prostration to the Tara. So visualize like this. From your sublime abode of Potala, you who are born from the green syllable thumb, your crown adorned with Amitabha, action mother of the Buddhas of the three times, Tara, together with your retinue, please come here. The gods and the demigods bow their crown to your lotus feet, liberator of all who are destitute. To you, Mother Tara, I prostrate. Oda la ye ne jo ne dam ye jang go le zhong ye wo ba me je wu la je de su mo san je tin le ma zhuo ma gui je ye ru Oda la mi je bin je xia je bai mo la de hong bo gui le zhe ze ma zhuo ma yong la cha ze lu. So now the 21 Tara praises. Om je je ma pa ma dro ma la cha za lo cha da dro ma ni ma pa mo che ne ge je lo dan da chi de zong go che je sha je ge ze je wa no ne ju shan za de ye da wa gu do ga wa je ne je be cha ka ma don da za wa nam je ra do che ve wa ra ba 上早人我去年节节北面常年南北节，金宝真的高度节我所报上的职业，上早的金些别做多，他也南北节为节，马里巴罗金宝多别节为世界金多的。 上早得当让我业界得当就当能个干嘛？今天对不下别年的六八没报六八年，上早姐姐买了上报路了那就往就接，中国让那地方那么大，那姐姐姐的那点嘛，上早这些家当给姐跑入中国了多久？ 也叫一个家境难的，没把这把心都把嘛，想着多的几把钱不，对的把我那么丢。学姐家里这年天子，找不他们这马律师嘛，想着滚就从就干。什么都干那么点嘛，马律姐姐过路街边，俺姐为姐从那走嘛，想着劳动搞完钱。 为的，成我白马先把那些得大了，也得当起的往就这样。想着早起教育做那么当结果吧，那么年嘛，春年也为一结婚。同胞当街那把着嘛，想着单位的不我见见把当街先都把那嘛，那边春年我把门来到把先都把那这样。 上早高月他们们到八月这月温暖年嘛，也将也过年过。大爷过年那把酒嘛，上早三斤我往上节，天天那节下节的。这年跟着一节黄节，这把这把那么节嘛，上早的嘛节。 年年的节这一年嘛，送大洋大天边，地把全部就把。 上早过年过了个月，这一路年了多年嘛，一个700年过月，零八红的这么年。上早对的前年当别红节那月这月年嘛，领导们到了当别节，今天送那有。上早来一次呀那别的大节家当那嘛，到了你这边节。 德那玛利巴尼塞玛，将扎拉耶扎那江多，他的面接的玛，过年过节高旺节别，这当面拉尼巴塞。 Chanda Nima Dawa Jebe Jinya Bala Vara Sema Hara Yije Dara Chendo Dabare Sema Chanda Dini Sondago Cheve Doda Yanda Dema Dadara Landa Dejon Jumba Dore Raja Nyema Chave Maji Doba Deda Chanda Vane Nijota. We'll recite two more times. Om Je Ma Pa Ma Do Ma La Cha Je Lo Chandra Do Ma Ni Ma Pa Mo Je Ne Ge Je Lo Da Da Je De Zong Go Je Je Sha Je Ge Je Je Wa Na Ne Jo Ma Chandra De Je Da Wa Gu Ka Wa Je Ne Je Be Sha Ma Ka Ma Don Da Zo Ba Na Ma Je Ra Do Je Wa Ra Chanda Zemo Chene Je Je Peme Chane Naba Je Ma Jimba Zundu Kandu Je Seba Samde Je Nye Ma Chanda De Jin Je Be Do Do Taye Namba Je Be Je Male Baru Jimba Do Be Je Ve Se Je Shin Do De Chanda Do Da Ra Wo Ye Je Do Da Je Da Nanga Ga Chide Do Bo Je Je Ne De Le Ba Me Ba Go Ba Ne Chanda Je Je Me La Chang Ba Lu Na Na Jo Jumbo Ra La De Za Na Ma Da Ne Je 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 De Ne De Ma Chanda De Je Cha Dang Pe Pa Ro Chung Go Ra Do Jo Ma Ye Ja Ye Gu Cha Pye Ne Me Ba Do Ba Jin Do Ba Ma Chanda Do Re Je Ba Chen Do Je Ba O Nam Ba Jo Ma Che Je Cha Ne Te Ne De Cha Bo Dang Je Ma Le Se Ma Chanda Gu Jo Sum Jo Cha Semo Do Ga Na Ba Je Ma Le Che Je Bo Lo Je Ran Je We Je Zong Na Chu Ma Chanda Ra Do Da Wa Je We Je Zhang Wa Be Ma Shen Ba Ra Je Do Da Ra Ye Do Da Je De Wan Ju Ze Ma Chanda Sa Je Kyung Le So Tam Je Gu Ba No Ma Ni Ma Chen Ye Ye We Yi Je Huan Hong Ba Tam Je Na Ba Zhu Ma Chanda Da We De Bo Wei Jian Ba Dang Je Xin Do Ba Ma Ra Be Chen Ne Wo Ba Me Da Ba Xin Do Wa Ra Ze Ma Chanda Ga We Da We Me Ba Ye De We Wa Na Ne Ma Ye Jia Ye Gu Gu Ne Go Da Ye Bo Ne Nam Ba Zhu Ma Chanda Sa Je Mo Wa Cha Te Je Ne Je Cha Je De Ma Chun Ye Zhen Zhe Ye Je Huang Je Le Ba Dun Bo Nam Ne Je Ma Chanda De Ma Je Ma Xie因为的解决念嘛说我们大洋大地，对吧？金波金波念嘛，强的过年过来个，这一轮呢拉多节嘛，一个节约俺那个，对吧？我来中嘛念嘛，强的对想念的，我见那位三位念嘛的大门大了当呗。今天做那有啊年嘛，强的来做也那别的大街桥他那。Tara ni je be je ye je de na ma le pa ne se chanda la ye chona ja bo la da ni je de ko ne go ja ga wa je je cha da me la ni ba se chanda ni ma da wa je be ji ne ba la wa ra se ara ni je da da ra ye shin do da be le ne se chanda de ni son da go ve she ve do da yin da de Dadara la ne je cho na jin ba de re ra je ni sa ve ma je do ba de da chan da wa ne ni ju ta o ma je ze ma pa ma de ma la cha ze chan da de ma ni ma ba mo che ne ge je lo da da che de zong go je je sha je ge ze cha wa na ne jo 强大的也大瓦更多高瓦今年这边上，卡玛东大走吧南街拉多街瓦拉巴，强大生活今年节节本来常年能把节，真把真的卡多些瓦说吧上的这一年，强大的也这边做多他也能把节别这，马来巴罗真把多别节别这些真多的。 chanda da da ra o ye je da da cha da na ga ga che de do bo cha ge ne de lo ba me ba go ba ne Chanda Jeje Mela Zamba Lola Nado Jeja. Jambora La Dena Namada Neje Jeje Dene Dem. Chanda Deje Jadam Beje Paro Dungora Dojo. Eja Yaga Jajene De Meba Duba Shindoba. Chanda Dore Jiba Jembo Duje Bawa Nambajo. Chede Jane Tunye Denje Tabo Tamje Malese. Chanda Gunjo Zonjo Chaje Samo Doga Namba Jema. Ale Cheje Golo Jebe Ranje Veje Chananto. Chanda Rado Gawa Jebe Veje Veje Tawan Bem. Chembara Jede Dara Ye Deda Jede Wanjo Zem. Chanda Zaje Jave Sona Tamje Govanu Manyem. Tunye Yeve Yede Honje Pomba Tamje Namba Do. Chanda Dave de Boa Je Ba Tamje Shindo Ba. Dave de Newa Ba Mele Taba Shindo Wara. Chanda Gave Dave Meda Bave Tive Vanane. Eja Yugo Ne Gove Daye Bune Nabajo. Chanda Saje Mala Chaje Tije Tije Shajeta. Tony Jende Ye Wanje Reba Durbonam Neje. Chanda Dema Jema Shema Yinge Deje Jye. So Da Yanda Dembe Deba Chembo Jumba Chanda Gone Goranga Ve Daye Lune Rabdo Jem. Ige Juve Ngane Ko Ve Reba Hune Domanye. Chanda Dure Jane Da Be Hunje Na Ve Save Nyem. Veda Mendara Da Be Je Jide Suna Yo Anye. Chanda Laye Tsuya Na Be Re Da Da Je Chabana. Tara Ye Je Be Je Ye Je Duna Male Bane Se. Chanda Laye Tsuna Jabo Hada Mi Je De. Kone Goja Gawa Je Je Duna Mela Nye Ba Je. Chanda Nye Ma Dawa Je Be Je Nye Bala Ora Se. Ara Je Je De Dara Ye Shindo Da Be De Ne Se. Chanda De Nye Sonda Ge Be Shive De Da Yang Da De. De Dara La Ne Je Tso Na Zumba Dure Ra Je Nye. Save Ma Je De Ba De Da Chanda Wa Ni Nye Shu Za. We'll recite the benefit of the 21 Tara places. Amo Lage Yanda Dembe Lode Ganje Rado Jode Sodan Dora Lavra Jene Dembe Mite Tamje. Jeba Tamje Rado Jeva Nido Tamje Jamba Nido Jeva Jeva Rado Namje Yudo Wane Ko Ajolan. Dele Jeva Nine Doje Sanje Goban Tado Dedo De Done Tabo Jebo Tene Ba Je Ando Seba Done Soban. Tebera do zawani do danare na deje sebe dunga sone namba pande senje shemba namaya. Yezo dendo ngobara dene budo bane budo jeje nade bane nade. Teba damje tobra jula jena meje sozo jom juro. Ise abama doma dan jojo de zo joba ye jawa seje tamje la pune tamwe chaje wo mendo de bo mame. Chade Roma la do ba ngwa ja yi de de bo pa be chonam she do do thoma me ne da de ba me ge ju da se me se ne ni mo wa ju be de ba dam je cha ba ji de ran ja san ju se so so ju mo la so ba de so ja wa ji da be so nam sen je nam je za ma da lo ye je na je da wa che jo de mo de ba ye che je ko lo ko lo ko wa je se ma do ba ni ge me de to je nga ja so je wa ye sen je nam la je do da je za na je za ba dam je ja jo ju ju ne ren bo me do do wa sen be ba do da ju je je jom de ma do je je da 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 ye sen je dam je de nie ja je so nie nyo do so be san je to ba je do de ma do je sa ra gun do a da mi de wa chu do ne tam je chen bra do ba che ba a je de je ren da ne la de me je wa jo ba na do da me la ni da se ma ni ba je ba ja je ne wa je wa na nyo do je je na bra je do Jide jide le de deba ye tashi de le dudung soba. Peje je ve dana ma le ba. Peme lunje dubra zelo. Dola de je da je bewa. Tado je do je je poma. Rinpo je yango dada peche jeba de jave jimbo saje kawa. Yango damba shindo zele je nawa taye jave mozo. Donde baya daje de dojo daje tsara mune drube. Pedo sanje kunje jele ama. Mojo jaje chanye nyuje. Yo ba nam je taje jo jayo doma je gu je da. Oda ko je che da shinga. Je je de de tambo je da. Je da gona da so yubra. Chala de je sowa tabe, tazo gando nebe sajo, neda webo tabe shiwa dan chodan dashi bewara zedu. So now we recite Green Tara mantra 108 times. Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure soha. Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure soha. So while reciting the mantra, you can visualize the Mother Tara on top of your crown and facing outward to rest of the numberless sentient beings, and especially in the front line, those who died, from the natural disaster, and those who are suffering, any form of suffering, in the animal realm, in the human realm, and and the pervasive suffering of samsara for all sentient beings, and those of animals that to whom you have special karmic connections, those people to whom you have a special karmic connection, who are experiencing sickness, any form of adversities in life, and you bring them in the front light, right in front of Mother Tara. Then from the Holy Mother Tara's body, speech, and mind emanating infinite rainbow color of lights, then that the unexhaustible, the blessing of nectar flow, from the rainbow lights, and it touches each and every single sentient beings and purified, their sicknesses, their sufferings, their karma, their delusions, and abide them in the state of Tara's enlightenment. Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure so, 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 Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure so. Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure so, 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 Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure so. Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure so, Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure so, Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure so, Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure so. Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure soha, Om dare dure so, 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 Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Omodare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re so ha om dare do dare do re so. Om dare do dare do re ye so. So now we do Medicine Buddha mantra recitation. So you visualize green Tara instantaneously transform into Medicine Buddha. Then similar visualization as before. And here in particularly those beings that who has a special karmic connection to Medicine Buddha, then it will bring specific benefit to that. And by doing the Tara practice, and those beings that who have special connection to Tara will bring those special benefits. Then later when we do Chenrezig practice, has the similar kind of effect. But then from the Buddha side, as mentioned before, there's no bias in their blessings, in their compassion. And also the Medicine Buddha as an embodiment of numberless past, present, future Buddhas healing energy. So to heal from the impact of karma, impact of delusion, ignorance, then heal from any form of sicknesses, any form of spirit harms, and heal from the hallucinational disturbances. Those who are going through the intermediate state will heal the suffering of death, suffering of intermediate state, and suffering of birth. Then liberate them in the pure realm. And you visualize that through the power of the emptiness, and through power of your sincere altruistic heart, and through the power of the Medicine Buddha, the name mantra is heard directly by all the numberless sentient beings. Then that gives them full protection, falling from the lower realms, full protection from continuing the samsaric existence. Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Tayata Om Bekanje Bekanje Ma Bekanje Bekanje Ranza Samunga Deso Dayadom Begaze Begaze Ma Begaze Begaze 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 Samunga Deso Dayadon Begaza Begaza Ma Begaza Bedara Zamodas, Dayadon Begaza Begaza Ma Begaza Begaza Zamodas, Dayadon Begaza Begaza Ma Begaza Begaza Zamodas, Dayadon Begaza Begaza Ma Begaza Bedara 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 Ranza Zamodas, Dayadon Begaza Begaza Ma Begaza Bedara 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 Zamodas, Dayadon Begaza Begaza Ma Begaza Begaza Ranza Samunga de Soha, Dayadon Begaza Begaza Ma Begaza Begaza Ranza Samunga de Soha, Dayadon Begaza Begaza Ma Begaza Begaza Ranza Samunga de Soha. Okay, so now everybody hold your lights in your hand. Then you visualize compassionate Buddha Chenrezig all over. Even the this light as like eyes of compassionate Buddha carry the wisdom to dispel the darkness of ignorance. And through the aura of the light of compassion and wisdom, carry the nectar, or to purify any form of sufferings and defilements, and have the ability to abide, any sentient being in the state of pureness of happiness, of enlightenment. So while reciting from your heart, generate overwhelming, great compassion. Through the Chenrezig's, eyes of wisdom, and through the merit that we accumulate, the virtue that you accumulate through this light offering, that you're able to see, like the Buddha, you're able to see every single sentient being's, entirety of their karma, entirety of the state of their suffering that they are going through, and you're able to, provide timely and the right antidotes to heal, any form of sufferings. Through the numberless, the compassionate capabilities of compassionate Buddha, we ourselves to able to reach out to each and every single suffering sentient being, and able to help them, pull them out from any form of miseries, any form of sufferings. Like those animals who are still trapped who are still suffering, struggling in this massive flood that occur in New South Wales as well as in Queensland area, and also in the volcanoes in the world, then the fire crisis, and whatever situation that sentient beings are trapped helplessly in the suffering, and you are able to reach out there, through the compassionate hands and the activities, the wisdom of compassion of the Chenrezig. So maybe you can unmute your sound, then you can chant along together. Those, if you like to.
来念诵。
Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum.
我们在先也请大家一起来念诵。
Mani padme hum. Mani padme hum. Om mani Now I will recite a few more rounds, so you can unmute and you try to meditate as I guided before, meditate on compassion, and try to have as a vivid visualizations of, you are literally reaching out to those who need help. Yamani Bayame Yaho Yamani Bayame 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 Yamani Bayame. So we hold the light and stay in silence for a few moments, just to be with, full of compassion and love and protection to each and every one of those suffering beings, and abide them, together with oneself in the state of full liberation, the state of the Chenrezig enlightenment. Thank you. So now we will do the dedication. So I will read the dedication in English so that you can able to reflect the meaning and dedicate accordingly. And also dedicate specifically those of the specific dedication that which you like to include for your loved ones, for those particularly that had a karmic, special connection, like such as you knew that someone who died, someone who was suffering, or you happened to on the TV and you saw there's one particular kangaroo is trapped in the flood, or in particular animal that you saw that shows that animal has karmic connection to you, special karmic connection, comparing with other animals. So you keep that very vivid in your dedication while you're dedicating the merit to the rest of the other sentient beings. Due to this virtue, may I quickly become a Guru Buddha and lead all task-migrated beings without exception to the state. Gyawadi nyudo da lama sanje dubyo ne dowa jeyang malue ba deye salang barai sho. May the precious Supreme Bodhichitta not yet born arise, may that arise not decline, but increase more and more. Chanjo semjo rinpo je, maje panam je gyuro je, gewa nyamba meba yang, gone gondo pe warai sho. May the precious wisdom of emptiness not yet born arise, may that arise not decline, but increase more and more. Tonye dawa rinpo che, maje panam je gyuro je, gewa nyamba meba yang, gone gondo pe warai sho. May the precious realizations of the true stages of tantric path not yet born arise, may that arise not decline, but increase more and more. Nye dawa rinpo che, maje panam je gyuro je, gewa nyamba meba yang, gone gondo pe warai sho. Whatever suffering task-migrated beings experience, may it all ripen upon me. Whatever happiness and virtue I accumulated, may it all ripen upon others. So take a moment to meditate on Tonglen practice. So try to gently breathe in and out. So when you breathe out, you meditate all your past, present, future accumulation of virtues, merits, and all the past, present, future Buddhas, Gurus, Bodhisattvas merit, send, and provide to each and every single numberless sentient beings, and according with their needs. Then when you inhale, then take entirety of numberless sentient beings, sufferings, everything, onto your own self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude, and bring about total elimination of the self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude. Dove dunga kanji ego de kun da lai mi yu shi da ye de ye je sa de kun shen lai mi yu shi. Then may I become like a wish-granting jewel, fulfilling all the wishes, and like a wish-granting tree, fulfill all the hopes of task-migrated beings. those helpless animals who are trapped in natural disasters or who are trapped under the greed of humans, like those of under the trap of food chain. Then rest of the six realm sentient beings who are trapped, by the karma, delusion, yourself become a direct antidote, direct tools to untie those from those traps and liberate them into the absolute freedom of liberation. Dhani ije norda dowa debe ngobo eta dubai ye la re wa yong zo ye ma ye azamai ye ne xian da da wa whoever many six sentient beings there are, may they quickly be free from all sicknesses. May all the sicknesses without exception of transmigratory beings never occur again. Semje ne bai jini bai nyodo ne le tara gyuroi ji dobe ne ma lu bai tado jowai me barai. Especially remember of those family members or loved ones who are going through health troubles, oneself having special karmic connection to them. Now here, all the merits of yours, all the merits of the past, present, future Buddhas, and all the merit we accumulated through this special practice, dedicate for the cure, for complete recovery, swift recovery, effective treatments, and perfect health with meaningful life. So while I recite this, this is the prayer that Shantideva has meant, and you reflect on the meaning. May all beings everywhere, plugged by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an oceans of happiness and joy by virtues of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or evil fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sound. May those whose body were worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rain and bountiful harvests. May all medicine be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailment. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. As long as space remains, as long as transmigratory beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the suffering of transmigratory beings. Especially focus on the last verse. Now here, this is the ultimate dedication of your life, your entire rest of existence, until oneself achieve a state of full enlightenment. When oneself become fully, useful for the ultimate well-being of numberless sentient being, we dedicate like this. As long as space remains, as long as transmigratory beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the suffering of transmigratory beings. Then in action, from now on, we sincerely, try our very best, at least, in our prayers, in our thoughts, we keep rest of the numberless sentient beings in our heart, especially, those who going through the suffering of pain. Each time, we see them, we hear about them, instantly, just at least our heart completely dedicate for them, at least by reciting mantras like Om Mani Padme Hum, or at least, asking blessings and protection from Chenrezig, Tara, Medicine Buddha. And if someone is reachable, our physical reachable, then try our best to be out there, to be helping hand in our best ability. So that is the how to live a life in Bodhisattva's conduct, in Bodhisattva's way of conduct. And this is also the way that eventually, what we aspire, the Bodhisattva's state and the enlightenment state eventually will be actualized. So now I will recite the merit multiplying mantra and seal the merit that we accumulate and prayer that we dedicated to be absolutely, be effective and absolutely, reach to bring about the result into each and every single sentient beings. So here, while I'm reciting this, you can meditate on emptiness, the dedicated yourself, the merit, the practice, and the object that we have dedicated. All exist interdependent existence. All do not exist inherently. Then think by the power of interdependent nature, or in other words, by the power of emptiness, by the power of your single-pointed practice that we just did, and by the power of the prayer itself, and by the power of the deities like Tara, Medicine Buddha, and Chenrezig. Then by the power of your sincere, wholehearted to wanting to benefit them, all the dedication become actually reality, in actual reality. It really, not just thinking, but it really bring benefit in some way. Right now, those animals that who are trapped in the flood, the rescue able to notice them, able to rescue them. Those who are trapped in the fire, able to find a way to hide, free them from the danger, and those who are about to commit negative karma immediately, have a protection of virtue, mind of refraining from committing non-virtuous. Those beings are about to kill, like in the food chain, they suddenly, generate compassion and have a remorse like that. Then those who are engaging in virtues, they through your dedication, they get even more motivated, and we also dedicate to those frontliners, those rescuing individuals and organizations, through our merit dedication, that they get all the protection, they get all the equipments, and they get even more motivated, to be out there to help and protect them. And those, individuals who are nursing sick one, who are helping, someone is unwell in the family, you get even more motivated through the dedication of this virtue, that you get all this physical strength, mental strength for you to, dedicate your time and resources to alleviate the suffering of the loved one or anyone like that. Jomden de Jin Jabada Jomba Yandaba Zobe Sanje Namananzi Jabala Cha Salo, Chanju Simba Simba Jimbo Kundu Sambola Cha Salo, Tayata on Penzadia, our Buddhanis Duru Zaya Mujeso. 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 Dayadon Benzade or Budane Zomduru Zaya Mujeso. Chumden the DJ Chabada Jumayandaba Zubesan, Medina Bidea Vegeta Chasalo. Jumden the DJ Chabada Jumayandaba Zobe, Sanje, Moa the Molanda de Radu. Yavola Chase. Due to the blessing of the eminent victorious ones and the Bodhisattvas, the truth of infallible dependent arising, and the power of my pure special attitude, taking responsibility, may all the aims of my pure prayers be accomplished. Menjun se je Yahweh je la wa dai tende lo wa me be den ba da je la san da be tu do bo ye Namda mebe nege robarai sho. Yeah. Several of the land of snow teachings attached by Buddha beings who extensively clarify the path that unify emptiness and compassion. To the lotus holder Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. You who uphold the subduer moral way, who serve as a bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers, honoring the three sublime ones, savor of myself and others, your disciple, please live long. Tony Ninje Sondo Jube Lama Jeje Sejo Kanje Dende Chana Bemu Tenzin Jazo Soa Devzo Shende Londo Cho Topso Chaji Jangwe Jave Chenjo Bebe Kunzu Dobo Chozon Gowe Leme Toto Ba Daso Duje Gundo Shabde Okay, so a few rounds of recitation Om Mani Padme Hum, then we leave, okay, with that. Okay, and try to take away this, the brightness in your mind, the conventional brightness of the light, then the ultimate brightness of the wisdom, the exalted wisdom of emptiness. Then have, hopeful state of mind. Even though so many disasters are going around, so many sufferings are going around, but there is an antidote. Every suffering, every samsara got antidote. So, so now you get motivated to be even more, active in doing prayers, doing practices, being helpful. So with a sense of, not a, sense of like down, should have a sense of courage, a sense of lightfulness. Okay. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you very much. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, everyone, for
Geshela,
your effort. Thank you. Take care.
Geshela,
Thank you, Geshela.
Geshela,
Yes,
can I
yes.
say thank you on behalf of
Thank you.
all your students everywhere? And
Thank you.
thank you to Maida for getting up at 4 in the morning. Wonderful to see people from Czechoslovakia and everywhere. Thank you, Geshela, so much. It was very beautiful.
Yeah.
ได้นะ
Bye-bye. Thank you.
บ๊ายบาย
Bye, everybody. See you at the Lojong.
Bye, Steffi. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Stephanie. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Bye.